The easiest way to gain control of a population is to carry out acts of terror. The public will clamor for such laws if their personal security is threatened. And this is a quote by Joseph Stalin. And I mean, this is the agenda that the Freemasons and the elites are pushing forth, man. Order out of chaos, and this is exactly how the Antichrist is gonna come on scene, man. The wars they haven't stopped. People want them to stop, but they're not gonna stop, and it's gonna get to the point where, people are exhausted, and they're gonna do anything for it to stop. The wars to stop, the killing to stop, and this is how the Antichrist is gonna come on scene, and they're gonna think he's the hottest thing since sliced bread, and he's gonna solve these problems. They're gonna stop, but in reality, there was never any problems to begin with, except for the ones that our government created, man. And they're gonna, these problems are gonna stop for a moment's notice, and they're gonna praise this guy, man. They're gonna magnify him, but he's gonna be the Antichrist, man. And that's why they're setting, and they said he's supposed to be a homosexual too, and that's why they're setting the stage, now, with all these crazy agendas, man. He's gonna be a lawless man. When in morals, of course, when it comes to things like that, and yeah, man. People, they're gonna give up their their rights, just to feel like, they need protection, and in reality, it's not true, man. And this is how the Patriot Act got passed. Let's go to the next slide. Let's go. They told us that we were attacked because they hate our freedom. I guess they won. Now this right here, these bullet points 1 through 5. This is the current state that we're living in, man. In the society right now, man. Patriot Act is in effect, man. We're being spied on. It's a police state, pretty much. And yeah, man. This was all to push the agenda, man. And this was 9/11 was for, man. They said they had no no proof of weapons of mass destruction. They said they went to war on false intelligence, but yet still we're still over there fighting the war. And like I said, the wars are gonna keep continuing until the people get exhausted, and they want that savior. And that Patriot Act, man, it wasn't for no terrorists, man. That was for us, man. These laws that they're passing is for us. It's to keep us in check, man. That's because these guys know all the wickedness that they're doing, and they know they want to stop. They don't want the people to find out and start an uprising. So they gotta call us terrorists, man, when we don't agree with their with the narrative that they're pushing, man. So let's go to the next slide, man. So these are the World Trade Center towers. 9/11, never forget, it says. And for me, I was pretty young when this happened, 7th grade, and I was in the 7th grade, and when I started waking up, man, I had to think to myself, like, there's no way, man, that 4 planes get hijacked on the same day, man. What is the probability of that happening, man? 4 planes getting hijacked on the same day. There's no way it's happening. Now I'll give you one. If one plane hit, I'm like, okay. He got away with that. But these guys had inside help, man. They all got into the cockpit. You don't open the cockpit for nobody, man. So these guys all were successful in hijacking a plane, all successful in getting into the cockpit. 2 of them hit their targets. The other one, come on, no way, man, no way. And we can't forget about Building 7 too, like it says right here. That's the smoking gun right there, man. Building 7 is the smoking gun. Now I'm gonna show you a clip in the next slide. So this guy, this news anchor, he's reporting on Building 7 collapsing, and he called it the Salomon Brothers building, also known as Building 7. And he's reporting on the building collapsing, but the building hasn't even collapsed yet. So where is he getting this information from, man? So you guys take a look at this.
The latest building collapse in New York, you might have heard a few moments ago, was talking about the Salomon Brothers building collapsing. And indeed it has. It seems that this was not a result of a new attack. It was because the building had been weakened. during this morning's attacks. We'll probably find out more now about that from our correspondent, Jane Stanley. Jane, what more can you tell us about the Salomon Brothers building and its collapse?
Well, only really what you already know. Details are very, very sketchy. As you can see behind me, the Trade Center appears to be still burning. We see these huge clouds of smoke and ash, and we know that behind that there's an empty piece of what was a very familiar New York skyline, a symbol of the financial prosperity of this city, but completely disappeared now, and New York is still unable to take on board what has happened to them today.
Presumably there were very few people in the Salomon.
Now they're trying to say that, Building 7, it collapsed because there was a fire in the building. And I'm not buying that either, man. You know what I mean? Because I've seen buildings burn for mad long, and them joints still stand up. And look at the Oklahoma City bomber, man. Timothy McVeigh, he bombed that whole building, man. The whole front side of the building is blown open, man. That joint didn't collapse. So I'm not buying that. So let's take a look at this clip right here.
Just before it collapsed on September the 11th, 2001. It had not been hit by an aircraft. It had been damaged by falling debris and fire. But by 5:20 p.m. most of the fires had been extinguished. Although the building was 47 stories high, it doesn't fall sideways, nor collapse unevenly. For this to have happened, all of the building's vertical supports must have given way at almost exactly the same time. Yet the Federal Emergency Management Agency reported that the collapse was due primarily to fire. But what does it look like to you? As at July 2007, there is no final report on the collapse of World Trade Center 7, but the National Institute of Standards and Technology still rules out a controlled demolition.
So these news anchors, man, these news reporters, all they do is lie, man. They tell nothing but lies. They gotta push the Zionist agenda. Because this Zionist agenda, man, it's keeping these guys in power. Because the righteous, true biblical Jews, when they in power, man, these guys are done, man. There is no room for these guys, man. So this is why, all these guys, all the nations came together, I think it's Psalms 83, to take crafty counsel against the nation of Israel, man. So they could have, like I said before in my Esau and Jacob post, man, this is all about rulership for them, man, and having power and control. They don't care about doing the right and the right thing. It's all about just control for these guys, man. And with the true people being back at their rightful position, these guys are done. There's no room for these guys to spew their rhetoric, man. So they gotta now you see why they gotta keep us in at a certain level. Oh man. So yeah, man. Let's go to the next slide, man. So this is a quote from George W. Bush, the one that passed away. And he said, if the people were to ever find out what we have done, we would be chased down the streets and lynched. So why would somebody say something like that, man? Why would he say something like that, man? These are unreasonable and wicked men. That's why. But you guys trust these guys, man. You guys put your trust in them. Just to keep your possessions and the things you have, man. It's unreasonable, man, and wicked men. Why would the people chase you down and lynch you if you were doing the right thing? Come on, man. Let's go to the next slide, man. So this is a quote right here from one of the Rothschilds' mothers. She said if my sons did not want wars, there would be none. What a proud mom she is, man. She said she's a proud mother, man. She be proud of this quote, man. So she just admit that, you know what I mean, her sons is pretty much starting the wars, man. You know what I mean? They want war. I mean, these overlords want war, man. I mean, this is all they know. That's all they respect, man, is blood and money. So, like I said in the first slide, man, this is the agenda that they're pushing forth, man. You know what I mean? These presidents ain't nothing but puppets. You know what I mean? The only reason they use them is because they have the charisma, you know, and the savvy, you know what I mean, to get, you know what I mean, to get the message across to the people, to speak to the people, man. You know what I mean? Because these guys that probably have all the money and the wealth can't do it. You know what I mean? They may not be the best looking, they may not have the you mean the words to speak, but they have the money to, you know, to back these guys up. I mean, so they put them in these positions of power and they carry forth the agenda, man. That's all these presidents are, man. I mean, and they just follow the you know what I mean, the plan set forth, man. Let's go to the next slide, man. Now these are the kind of men, you know what I mean, the caliber of men. You mean that's in charge for all this, that's in charge and doing all this wickedness behind the scenes, man. These are the caliber of men, the kind of men that's gonna be running from the Lord on the day of judgment, man, and hiding out in the caves, man, hide us from the face of this man. You know, that's the kind of these are the kind of men that's gonna be running from the Lord on that day. Oh man. I mean, the Black Pope. I mean, unreasonable and wicked men. So I'm back on this slide. Now I want to, so like I said, man, this police state, this government spying state, I mean, this is the society we're living in right now. And what I want to show you in the next slide is a clip from the movie Black Mirror. And basically in that clip, you're going to see that, you know, everything is just fake, man. You know what I mean? So in this clip right here, you're going to see that, I'm going to explain it before I show it to you. You're being graded on your daily interactions with people. So you could see everybody's ratings and they could see yours, you know, and, you know, if you misbehave, they could lower your ratings. You know, if they like you, they'll boost your ratings up, you know, and, you know, it's pretty much fake. It's a blue pill society. And you see that, you're going to see that, you know, these guys are going around smiling in people's faces when they really don't even like them, man. And they're just going through the motions, you know. And this is a way that I think that they're going to use in the future to prevent, you know, more people from, you know, kind of rebelling against the narrative and the propaganda. Because if they want to keep what they have, you know, they're going to keep their mouth shut, you know. And this kind of already going on today, man. That's why we're targeting individuals right now. But, yeah, man, just check this out, man. You know, I guess the higher your ratings is, the more faker you are to me. The lower it is, man. You know what I mean? You stay true to yourself, man. Now in this clip right here, you're gonna see what happens when you act up in this society. And this reminded me right here of you know, us targeting individuals when you know, especially when if we do lash out, you know, because everybody else, you know, they're watching us, of course, and they already have this negative narrative about us that's been pushed, you know, but they don't see all the other crap that's going on in our life that these demons are doing to us, you know. But when we lash out, that's all they see, you know. And, you know, who knows what was going on in this woman's life to make her react that way, you know what I mean? You know, but all these other people saw was her lashing out, you know what I mean? The sheep, you know what I mean? You got the sheep over there like, oh yeah, she's a horrible person, man, you know what I mean? So let's check this out. So yeah, man, that's it, man. And such a horrible society to live in, man. And I wouldn't want to live in a society like that, because you gotta constantly, you know what I mean? You gotta constantly just be an actor, man, your whole life, man. You know what I mean? Just to get by. And that's basically what a lot of people are doing today. You know what I mean? They don't speak up because they wanna continue to live their life here, man. But if you seek to save your life, you're gonna lose it, man. You know, this is exactly how, you know, people gonna take the mark of the beast, man. And I personally feel that, you know what I mean, a lot of people, I mean, like, I don't believe the mark is a chip, me personally. You know what I mean, but you know, I mean, let's just say, I mean, they don't even need to implement the chip, to be honest with you, man. You know, because a lot of these people already, I mean, they're already worshiping the beast system, man. I mean, you know what I mean? They already made that decision, man. You know what I mean? So that mark is already on a lot of people, man. Me personally, I don't believe it's a chip. You know what I mean? I believe it's a spiritual mark. But you know, let's just say, you know what I mean, they do roll out a chip, man. A lot of these people don't. They're already marked with it, man. I mean, they're already in the B system. I mean, not spiritually aware of what's going on. You know, and you see even your family members. Look at how your family members, a lot of them folded, man. You know, they don't want to tell the truth because they're seeking to save their lives, man, and their possessions here. You know, but that's all I wanted to point out, man. All praises to the Most High, man.